Hi guys, my name is Matt.
And I'm Corey, and we just wanted to introduce ourselves and give you a little background on each one of us. Talk about our goals for this channel, and talk about the previous season, things we did right, things we did wrong, and things we can improve on.
So I grew up hunting in Louisiana with my dad and my grandpa. I shot my first deer over there when I was 9, and then after that I started hunting public land in East Texas with my dad. And I'm mainly a deer hunter, but I also enjoy hunting turkeys, hogs, and squirrels.
So a little bit of background on myself. I grew up deer hunting in Central Texas in Land Passes. I killed my first deer when I was 9. Growing up, I was fortunate enough to go to New Mexico and chase elk, and a couple years ago I went to Alaska and killed a moose. I also enjoy hunting turkeys, hogs, and squirrels.
So our main goal with this channel is to bring y'all along with us and show y'all how our hunting season usually goes in East Texas and Louisiana. And also to show y'all what we do in the off season to stay sane when it's not hunting season. Such as bass fishing and turkey hunting in the spring.
So our inspiration for Pinemen Outdoors was to film what we are passionate about and enjoy doing. When Matt and I started hunting together, we started watching guys on YouTube like Crispy, The Hunting Public, The Hunting Beast, and Catman, and we thought we could share our experiences the same way that they do.
So now we want to give you all a little overview of our past hunting season. Like we said earlier, some of the things that went right and some of the things that went wrong. And just to show you all a few of the clips that we did manage to get.
Okay, so for this clip, we are at a mutual friend of ours' place in East Texas. He invited us to come out and shoot some does, so we took him up on that offer to fill the freezer. Full transparency, I shot this doe off the front porch. I've got my Panasonic camcorder set up with this flexible tripod. I've got my rifle set up with the pack on the front and my binoculars for a rear rest. I think she was about 165 yards. Put it right in the pressure cooker, and she didn't go 30 yards maybe. So it was a good hunt. Put some meat in the freezer.
So here I was in one of my spots that I found in the National Forest. I had my Tacticam on my bow. It just screws into your stabilizer. And I saw a buck coming through a hole. The spot was pretty thick. So I just turned the Tacticam on and I was about to pick my bow up and stuff. And then before I knew it, the buck was out in front of me. And I didn't get to draw back and shoot, but I got him on video.
Okay, this scenario here was probably the experience that I learned the most from this past season. This was my first experience trying to hunt and film at the same time, and I definitely learned it's not as easy as the guys on TV make it look. The biggest problem I ran into here was I had my camcorder with the same tripod. I just had it wrapped around my tree climber. And I'm trying to get the deer in frame, centered in frame, range the deer, and the deer needs to obviously be in a good enough spot for me to take a clean, ethical shot. And by the time that all finally lined out, I made a rookie mistake, and you can't see it in the frame, but the bottom of my cam was actually leaning against the top of the rail on my tree climber, and when I shot, that caused my arrow to drastically undershoot the deer, and so this particular scenario did not work out, but in the end I'm glad it happened because I was able to learn a lot about things I could do differently to maybe change the outcome if I run into this situation again.
So here, I had the Tacticam again, like on that 8-point from before. I was in the same spot in the National Forest. I saw some does coming out, so I turned my Tacticam on, and then went behind some brush. Then I drew back. I was just waiting for them to come out. They were going to come out at 20 yards. And the lead doe stepped out. I put my pin on her. I felt good about it, and so I shot. and I ended up spining her, and she died within 30 seconds. And everything worked out perfect. The only thing that wasn't exactly perfect was when you shoot with the Tacticam, it vibrates a lot, so you don't get the best video quality of the shot. But besides that, it worked out great.
Okay, this this experience was the one that hurt me the most this year. This was taken on a deer lease that I'm on in Junction, Texas. And my entire goal for the year was to kill a rack buck with my bow, which unfortunately is a feat that Matt beat me to. Anyway, had a perfect scenario here. I had this 8-point come in 20 yards, and for this location that I was hunting, the wind was bad, and so I just tucked in underneath this oak tree and had a perfect broadside shot. And bottom line is I just didn't do my job. I shot a little bit far forward and buried the arrow in his shoulder blade. Didn't get any kind of penetration into the vitals, and did not kill this deer. The deer survived. I looked for 2 days, only found a couple pieces of blood, and so this was another scenario where it didn't work out. But this was not on any of the camera equipment or anything like that. I'm using my GoPro with this attachment hooked up to my bow, and I just made a bad shot.
So here, I had the Tacticam again. This was actually the first time I'd ever used it. When the buck walked out, I could tell he wasn't 13 inches wide. And in East Texas, a buck has to either have one unbranched antler or be 13 inches wide. And he wasn't. But I wanted to turn my Tacticam on and see if I could film him just to practice and see what it looked like. And that worked out perfectly. I just didn't get to shoot him because he wasn't big enough. Alright guys, we know this wasn't the most eventful video, but we just wanted to put something out there introducing our channel, like we talked about before, give an overview, some of the goals we have, and show y'all some of the problems we had trying to video this past hunting season, and some of the successes we had videoing. You know, if our channel seems like something y'all want to watch and stay up to date with, subscribe. We're going to be putting out some stuff here pretty soon. We're going on a shed hunt on Sunday. We're going to be doing some fishing, and I'm actually going turkey hunting in Alabama here in a couple months. So
yeah, and this summer I'm going to take my first trip to Canada and hopefully catch some smallmouth bass and some pike for y'all. So if that's some content y'all think y'all would enjoy, just stay tuned, and we're going to try and get as much good content out to y'all as we can. So until next time.
Thanks for watching.